See you from the Brownsville Sports Park in Brownsville, Texas. I'm Joe Bowling with you as we are bringing you soccer action this morning. Our first game in pool play on the main turf has the Brownsville Rivera in the black uniforms taking on Brownsville Veterans Chargers Memorial. They're in the white uniforms. We're scoreless. We're just underway in the first half. These will be fairly quickly played ball games as they have two 20-minute halves to decide the outcome here in pool play. Both teams have been out on the field for a couple of minutes here as we get things set up. Rivera, again, the team in the black uniforms on the defense for the most part here in this first half thus far. Each time they push it into the offensive end, it's the defense playing for the Chargers, playing back. Chargers 2-0-1 on the season. Rivera 1-0-2 as we start pool play. Here's a kick across the middle of the field, but nothing doing as the defense is there. Playing nicely done by the Chargers of Veterans Memorial. Rivera will now take a pass to the right side and try to center it back in the middle of the field, but nothing there. Our broadcast here on Rio Sports Live, we appreciate you watching us. We're here for, count 'em, 12 games coming your way today. But again, most of these will be quickly played ball games as there'll be two 20-minute halves. Score clock not running. That's as expected here on day one. They'll have everything moving towards the championship game, which will be played on Saturday here, and that will have the scoreboard operating. There'll be a lot more of the frills going on. Nice centering pass in front of the goal, but defensively, Rivera able to keep that out, but it stays on the offensive end for the Chargers of Veterans Memorial. Another centering pass, and on the header attempt, nothing doing as the Rivera defense is there. Chargers keep it on the offense, trying to apply pressure here on the offensive end. Throw in on the sideline coming up for the Chargers. Live coverage coming your way here from the Brownsville Sports Park. Brownsville Rivera, the Raiders in the black uniforms, playing defense as the Chargers of Veterans Memorial. There's a shot right on goal, but it's saved. And back out it comes. Still on defense are the Raiders. Can't get it out of their end, and now they'll try to get it to the midfield area. Headed right back in as the Chargers continue to apply pressure here in this first half. Multiple fields going on with soccer action throughout this day. Boys and girls action. Girls will be rotating to this turf field tomorrow. Corner kick coming up for the Chargers, who by far have had more scoring opportunities in this game out of the gate. This is the first game in pool play on the turf today. Coming up next will be Mission High taking on Rio Hondo. From the corner, arcs in front of the goal, beyond the goal, to the far side. Now they'll center it again. That goes through the goal crease two different times. Chargers still on offense. Shot towards the goal. Saved nicely by the Raider goalie. We're working on these rosters here on the fly, my friends. We'll have them momentarily. Nice sliding save that time by the Chargers. And now the Raiders have it at the midfield area. Anytime the Raiders have got anywhere near that 50-yard area, the defense has fallen back in a hurry for the Chargers here in this first half. When the Chargers are on offense, they're applying intense pressure against Rivera Raiders. Raiders being a more patient set. Ball exchange back on either side. Nothing doing on the centering action again for the Chargers. Starting goalie today for Veterans is Moises Navarro, but he's been quiet back there as there's been no shots on goal by Rivera Raiders. We're in the first half. There's 20 minutes to each half. And with no running clock, we're going to have to do this on the fly, trying to figure out approximate times. I'm going to be a safe guess here. We're near the 7-minute mark left here in this first half, which has been basically all Chargers on offense. Raiders with some crisp passing, but it's still all happening in the midfield area. As you can see, 3-4 defenders back across that back line anytime the ball crosses anywhere near that midfield area. Raiders trying to set up the offense. That's out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for the Rivera Raiders. Let's see if we can raise these windows up. Raiders will center this one, but right on goal. It's saved easily by Navarro. High pass the middle of the field, but Raiders defense back to cover that easily. Chargers now trying to get something on the attack, but good defense played. Now a free kick coming up near the 30-yard mark for the Chargers of Brownsville Veterans Memorial. Jose Balboa will put this ball in play. And we are ready to go with this free kick. Another scoring opportunity for the Chargers. Good pass in traffic, and it's headed away. And off the Chargers, it will be Rivera ball. Alex Pena, my friend, wants to hear me say goal. You'll hear it if we get a goal. I'll tell you that right now. Opening round action here from Brownsville Sports Park. Terrific day for this soccer tournament to begin. Raiders push it back, but again, the defense is there to recover nicely by the Chargers, who for the most part in this first half have been in control of this ball game. Raiders have to regroup on the offensive end. Chargers will try to set something up in the left corner. Racing down for the ball is Orlando Sanchez. Sanchez can't get there as the goalie comes out to get it. Raiders now have the ball in the back area. They'll push it to the far left side. Defense over there by Francisco Marino. With two Raiders over there. Wow, they haven't cleaned these windows here probably since last year. So we're trying to look through some glass that has caked on a lot of dust and debris. Raiders try to center that. Easy pickings again for the goalie Navarro. Push in the direction of Orlando Sanchez. Sanchez has it taken away by Hugo Hernandez. But Veterans gets it right back. They'll push it to the middle of the field, try to set something up from the right side. Raiders defense trying to get back. Ball kicked out of bounds. A free throw coming in from Veterans Memorial. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fields going on with soccer action here today. We're on the main turf here at the Brownsville Sports Park. And as that ball goes out of bounds on the back line, it would be another corner kick coming up for Veterans Memorial's Chargers. Orlando Sanchez will put this one to play. Nice centering kick again. Goalie has it for a moment, and nicely done, covering to save for Rivera's Raiders. These coaches were literally filling out their rosters about 40 seconds before the officials actually wanted these players on the field to start this game. And to give you an idea, I was down on the midfield area at that time waiting to get these rosters and then make it back up here. And those of you who have been to the sports park, there are no elevators. There is no easy chore to get up here. And the gates are locked all on this side of the field, meaning you have to walk out and around and then back in. Centering pass that defense nicely done on a save on the back row for Rivera. Michael DeLeon's going to take over play-by-play here shortly. We're going to test him on his soccer skills. First, we tested him on his ability to read hieroglyphics. Coaches filled it out, but I did take a snapshot of the printed version, just no numbers, so we could probably match up some names and numbers here for Rivera on the fly. Veterans Memorial with the ball. We've got their rosters. Coach helped me fill that one out. Albert Mariadago takes it over on the side. Gets it to Juan Amanieva. And the whistle blows, and despite the lobbying by Veterans Memorial, it will be Rivera ball. Neither team has scored yet. We're in the first half of pool play. So often in these pool games, these teams will jockey back and forth, and unless something just golden opens up on the scoring chances, they bide their time. And then in the late stages, at times the late stages of a half, now Rivera on the attack, but again, that defense is there. Or you get down to the final minutes of the game, and then you may see some pressure applied, some gambling, but a lot of ties generally in this pool play. Chargers with the ball, nicely done. So they'll get it down in the corner. Now they'll center that ball, but again, the Raider goalie easily secures that. And Rivera will put it in play. Ball out near the midfield area. Or anytime a Raider touches it there, he's surrounded by multiple defenders of the Chargers of Brownsville Veterans Memorial. Raiders now to the center of the field. Now they'll get a nice pass to the right side. Can they get that centered? Trying to work from the corner, but again, good job defensively as Moises Novato on that back row prevented anything, and also Jorge Muniz was back there. Rivera will try to center that. Nothing. And that will take us to the end of the first half. I told you it would. No clock, so we can't keep track of exact times on that. We'll be back. This is High School Soccer. It's coming your way on RealSportsLive.com.
My name is Isaac Smith, and I'm co-owner of Mott's Building Materials. The Mott's Paint Department has everything you need for any budget. We carry professional grade products from brands like PPG, Ralph Lauren, Czar Stains, all at great prices. With the newest technology on the market, you can see the latest color trends and visualize your next project. If you still need help, we can give you pointers and make suggestions based on what you need. Built on history, built on family, built on trust. Mott's Building Materials.
Forever Memories, Antiques, and Collectibles is your source for vintage, antique collectibles, vinyl records, and more. Located at 206 East Jackson in historic downtown Harlingen, it's Forever Memories, Antiques, and Collectibles. It's a step back in time with a soundtrack like none other. Open Monday through Saturday, filled with memories and more. Forever Memories is for you.
Whatever DIY project you've got going on this weekend, visit Habitat for Humanity Restore before you start. Check out habitatrgv.org for more info, or drop by our McAllen or Harlingen stores. Restore. Great stuff, great prices, great cause.
My name is Ben Smith, and I'm the general manager at the Palmview location. The sales staff at Mott's can help you find the right materials for the job. We're experienced, friendly, and eager to help. With that DIY project you've been waiting to start, or that large order you need to fill fast, our experts can help you figure out what's best for you and your budget. And if you're way in over your head, we can point you in the right direction. Built on history, built on family, built on trust. Mott's Building Materials.
We're at halftime. This is RioSportsLive.com, and we are coming to you from the Brownsville Sports Park. Joe Bolding with you as we're at halftime between the Rivera Raiders and the Brownsville Veterans Memorial, the Chargers. Scoreless game. Controlled for the most part by the Chargers. But at halftime, nothing on the scoreboard, as we are waiting for the two teams to resume play in the second 20-minute half. Our next game will come your way when Rio Hondo takes on Mission High. And then at 11 o'clock, we have San Benito taking on Laredo LBJ. We'll then go to Pool C play for the 12 o'clock game when La Jolla will be taking on Los Fresnos. That'll be followed by Porter taking on Rio Grande. And then at Roma takes on McAllen Memorial at 2 o'clock. And then our final game from Pool C today will be the 3 o'clock game. And that's between Donna North and Rio Grande City. We'll switch gears to Pool A play for the final 3 games of the day, as that will be Laredo St. Augustine taking on Hanna at 4 o'clock. The 5 o'clock game will be McAllen Rowe playing Mac High. And then the 6 o'clock game is Edinburgh High taking on Pace. Then we'll switch gears to a couple of girls' games. And we'll have to get the details on that. We've started the second half of play, and it is the Raiders in the black uniforms and the Chargers of Veteran Memorial in the white as we're in the second half. And we got the window open, so I can actually maybe see some names and numbers for you, my friends, and we'll get some names going on this play call. This is Rivera? Okay. Rivera in the black, they were predominantly on defense in that first half. Chargers with the ball. And now they'll try to push it upfield. Mark Boswell has it. He'll center it to the left-hand side. Defense is back there to recover for the Raiders, but the Chargers, as was the case in the first half, try to keep it in on the offensive end. Good job this time of pushing it downfield by the Raiders. Handling the ball outside is Amin Muniz. Muniz defended out there, and then the whistle blows as contact occurs. Abel Martinez was over there on defense. And a free kick coming up for the Raiders. Now, this was a rare occurrence in the first half. Matter of fact, it didn't happen anything of this sort for the Rivera Raiders. Putting it into play will be Julian Espinoza. Espinoza standing about 26 yards at the 26-yard line, about 36 yards away from the goal. He'll try to center that. It's headed away defensively. Nice job there by Abel Martinez to keep that out. But a free kick coming up, a corner kick coming up for the Raiders. Of course, the Raiders gave us a lineup, but the numbers aren't in any close semblance of order. But we'll get to that on the fly. Raiders from the corner with the approach to the right side. And they will kick that ball. That went off a Raider last. It will be Charger ball. From the sideline. That was the first indication that Rivera's offense is going to push a little further downfield compared to just basically playing defense for most of the first half. Chargers with the ball, and they'll work it downfield with a long pass, tracked down. Orlando Sanchez tried to feed a pass in the direction of Felipe Esquivel. Nothing doing as the goalie is able to secure that for the Raiders of Rivera. Chargers defense continues to control the pace here of this game. And again, they'll set the offense up. Racing over for the ball, Albert Maradiaga. Ball goes out of bounds. It'll be Raider ball. From the defensive end, and the attackers for the Raiders just haven't had much opportunity yet in this game. They'll substitute into the game right now. We'll play pool play throughout the day. There's pool play tomorrow on the boys and girls side, and then Saturday they'll divide it up into bracket. There was some changes to the brackets. I'm waiting for the updates. But I do know that the boys' championship game is still set to be played here on the turf, but they moved the girls. Raiders with a chance on the attack. The defense recovers there for the Chargers. Raiders keep the ball in. Chargers trying to get it out on the defensive end. If they push it, they may have some numbers here. Take it to the right side, and Sanchez will track it down. Maintain spacing in between a couple of defenders, taken away nicely as he was defended by Jorge Castillo. Takes it right back. Chargers with the ball again. Taken away by the Raiders. Headed right back in. As this defense for the Chargers has played tough here in this game against a tough Rivera team. Rivera state champions a couple of years ago, and there was talk that they were going to be contenders this year, and what is going to be some tough district action coming out of this Brownsville area alone. Chargers racing it into the corner. Felipe Esquivel gets to it, but the Raiders defense able to take it away. Back on the attack, Zaragas passes it forward to David Villarreal. Villarreal right down the middle of the field, but the goalie Moises Navarro able to get there first for the Chargers. Veterans Memorial with the ball. In the back area, work it down to the right side, and again, here comes Orlando Sanchez. Sanchez has some spacing, beats a man off defense, gets a shot away, deflected off over the goal. Chargers with a good opportunity that time as Sanchez with good ball handling, dribbled past the defender from that right side. Corner kick coming up for the Chargers. Sanchez in a hurry to put this ball into play. And now he'll hold up. With a quick pass to Mark Boswell. Boswell tries to center that in front of the goal. It goes through the goal crease. Over there to retrieve that is Felipe Esquivel, but two defenders there to take it away. Raider ball out of bounds. We're in the second half, scoreless after the first half between Brownsville Veterans Memorial and the Rivera Raiders. First game this morning at 9 a.m. Last game tonight, late in the evening when 8 o'clock a girls' game will kick off. Tomorrow we're still putting together the schedule, my friends, as we've got lots of stuff going on. Ball belongs to the Chargers. They'll work it to the right side, but the defense is right there, easily taken away. Raiders now with the ball in the center of the field. Good dribbling. A shot goes wide of the goal. About 30 yards away. Trying his luck was Salvador de Leon. Chargers will substitute in as they'll bring in Blair Averit. He'll check in as Esquivel will check out. Chargers put this ball in play. Boswell with it to the right side. finds Sanchez. Sanchez is tackled, and that ball will belong back to the Rivera Raiders. And the Chargers will put it in play here. Orlando Sanchez with the free kick. And they had some chances here in the first half from this spot. Couldn't convert. Nice arcing, centering pass, but Raiders there defensively to recover that. Ball passed out. Raiders trying to set it up on offense. They'll just push the ball forward, but it's going to roll across the back line, and the Chargers will have the ball. We appreciate you watching here on RioSportsLive.com. Soccer action throughout the day here from the Brownsville Sports Park on the main turf. Chargers will work the ball to the right side, still in the defensive end, near the midfield area. As they push it in, there the Raiders are to recover. That's different than what they were doing in the first half. They were falling further back, allowing the Chargers to push the ball deeper into the offensive end. Now you can see the defense is extended out on the front line. Now they're back as the Chargers have the ball, working it into the right corner. Again, it's Sanchez. Sanchez from that right side will try to center that. Nothing doing. Two defenders there to recover that for the Raiders, and they'll try to get it out of their zone. To the right side, headed back into play. Chargers maintain control, and then the whistle blows. And it will be Charger ball. Tomorrow we'll start the day with soccer. I do know that. We'll start here. Then it's up in the air. We got basketball games galore here in the Rio Grande Valley with meaning. Centering pass by the Chargers up in front of the goal. That's headed forward, but out of bounds it goes. The defender actually was there in better position. Chargers did manage to get a shot towards the goal, but out of bounds it goes. Raider ball. Next game scheduled to start at 10 o'clock. So again, they play 2 20-minute halves here, and they're quickly played. As rarely have I seen any added time or injury time during these pool games of these tournaments in the early season of soccer. Chargers will inbound the ball. As you can see, the Raiders have pushed their defense back all on the offensive side now of the midfield area. Chargers do get it in and will work it to the midfield. And now they'll try the left side, a sliding tackle that time as the ball goes out of bounds off the Raiders. Chargers put it in play in a hurry to Maradiaga. Ball on the sideline. Raiders trying to get something on the offensive set. Good strength that time to control the ball for the Raiders. Now reverse it to the middle of the field, trying the left side, but good defense that time as the Chargers will take that away. Dribbling away is Mark Boswell. Boswell down the right side. Passes forward to Gerardo Sosa. Raiders take that away. In the back area for the Raiders, it's Castillo on the backside of the defense. Now they'll push it towards the middle of the field, but the Chargers are there to recover that defensively yet again. Raiders try to keep it in. Chargers take it away. Here comes Albert Maradiaga to the outside on that left side. A good centering pass, a shot for a goal. No, they couldn't get a shot off. That was a good pass to Sosa. Just a little high. So a missed opportunity that time for the Chargers. Raiders back on offense. Chargers showing good speed as well on defense to get back against this Raider team. Raiders have it to the middle of the field. Now they'll work it forward. Chance at a shot on goal, and that one's kicked out of bounds as the defense recovered for the Chargers. Raiders got that on foot to David Villarreal. And fortunately, Juan Amanieva was able to keep that ball from getting near the goalie. Corner kick coming up for the Raiders of Rivera. To the middle, headed forward, and a great save as it's kicked out of bounds. Navarra that time had to elevate and extend to push that one off the goal. Raiders will get another corner kick coming up, this time from the left side. Next game, Mission High takes on Rio Hondo. Raiders to put it into play. Another perfectly passed ball headed forward towards the goal, deflected out by the goalie with another save by Navarro. And you can see the difference between the first half and the second half on this Rivera Raider team attacking the goal. From the side, again, this one's sailed out into the parking lot, where the buses are lining up, which is the standard tradition here at the Brownsville Sports Park. Covering this for television, I would always make sure I got a couple of shots of that. Just all of those buses impressively lined up, filling up this parking lot by the time this day comes to the middle of the day when all of the teams are here at the same time for boys and girls soccer. Raiders with the ball in the black uniforms against the Veterans Memorial Chargers in the white. Raiders being much more the aggressor here in this second half. After a scoreless first half of play, another chance for the Raiders, but the defense is there to recover. And now the Chargers' back line of defense is having to stand right at the box level as this Raider offense has pushed the ball deeper and deeper down into the offensive end. Chargers will now set to put this ball into play. As we are nearing the conclusion of this second half. Ball into play. Chargers work it to the side, and out of bounds it goes. It'll be Raider ball, as Sosa couldn't track that one down. Raiders will throw it in. Perhaps one big push by the Raiders may give them a chance. Chargers thinking of a pass just off the foot of Sosa, so the Raiders will get it back. And this time in these fast-paced games, these 20-minute halves, it ticks by so fast. Raiders will get the ball out into the open field. Villarreal quickly defended, but the Raiders do keep it. Work the ball to the right side. Espinoza between defenders, leaves it back. Here's a shot that is deflected. Good defense by George Muniz. Muniz will try to track it down, but the Raiders will keep the ball on the offensive end in possession. Zarregas now gives it up, and here come the Chargers to the middle of the field. Good speed by the defense to recover there for the Raiders. And a sliding tackle, but here come the Chargers. It's Mark Boswell. Boswell from the right side will put that right on goal. Off the goalie, saved out. Chargers couldn't get the putback, and out of bounds it goes. Golden opportunity that time. Albert Mariadiaga knew he had a chance that time for the Chargers to put that ball in. It was off the goalie's hands. Meanwhile, we had a collision out near that 30-yard line. And two players are down, a Raider and a Charger, being attended to by the trainers. Michael Snapchatting away, taking some shots, getting some pictures for our Instagram. Those watching for the first time on RealSportsLive.com, if you're on the social media side of things, be sure you follow and like the page and share the link on this broadcast so that other fans can be aware of what Real Sports Live is all about. At the conclusion of this week, we'll go over the 200th broadcast of games. Of course, with Freddie Heredia, he's out beating down the path today in the Laredo area. I will be making the trip over to do the play-by-play for 4 basketball games out of Laredo tomorrow, as we're assisting with Rio Sports Live Southwest, which hit the airwaves last week. Freddie Heredia taking that region from South San Antonio through Eagle Pass into Laredo. And gang, I've already received some input from some friends in the Houston area that I used to broadcast games for years ago. And they, too, are interested in, hey, can we take the Houston area for you, Joe, and open that up for Real Sports Live? Now, I thought our next transition would be into Corpus and Kingsville. And all of this I kind of expected to happen maybe next year. But, hey, if the announcers are there and the mechanism is in place for Real Sports Live to be broadcasting games from these venues, well, then so be it. Chargers with the ball from that left side, and the defense will recover for the Rivera Raiders. We are dangerously close to this game coming to a conclusion, 0-0. Already Mission is ready to go, stretching out for the next game. And again, they'll roll these games pretty much on time throughout the day because of the length of the tournament on day one. Raiders defense, again, preventing the Chargers from the shot on goal. Chargers now will center this one. Raiders will take it away. Now here's where, when you get down to those final minutes of these pool play games, where a gamble could cost you. And also, when you flood that offense, you put the defense in a little bit of a position to where they have to be cautious. And anytime you're playing cautious on defense, things could go wrong. Could lead to a penalty kick, something that would change the way this game comes to an end. And one goal scored at this venture will pretty much decide this game. Centering pass. Oh, what a save by the Raiders. And that one was near in. That was a great pass. And Brownsville Veterans Memorial just missed a chance to put the first goal in this game. Raiders breathe a sigh of relief. Will take the ball to the right side and be fortunate for that ball to be at the midfield area. And this game is still tied. And the whistle blows. As the second half comes to an end. And they don't have the score clock running, so we're going to have to literally use a stopwatch to keep track of what's happening here in this game. So the game ends in a tie, and now they'll select players for the shootout to decide who wins this pool play game. That'll be weighted later on when they decide who comes out of the pools. Two captains meet out in the midfield area for the Rivera Raiders and the Brownsville Veterans Chargers. You see the Chargers there on the sideline. Came with a one-camera shoot today. When we were here earlier this summer, we were experimenting with 3 cameras, and it looks really, really cool when we set that up. I've got some hardware upgrades that are right there. I was finishing up the negotiations yesterday with the switchers, our graphic arts machines. Everything will be rolling in here. I expect we'll have that in place with the proper training done sometime as we start the second round of district basketball play. Then we'll have several frills and whistles for those viewers as we'll up the ante with the equipment. Thought it may come as early as next week, but I'm cautious to put that out there. So it all comes down to this as we wait for the goalies to make their way over. Wind is blowing from right to left, so the wind will be blowing into the goal, as each team will send players down for the free kick that will decide this first game in pool play. Shots on goal, well, it was heavily in favor of the Chargers. As here we go with our first attempt. This is Robert Melendez. Melendez, right foot striker. And he puts it in the goal. And my cameraman standing right in front of the camera. This is Veterans Memorial, Mark Boswell. Trying to tie it up. And that's a good save by the Raiders goalie. Raiders now in control here in this free kick. They'll now walk Kevin Zarazagas. And he'll try to put the second goal in here on this free kick for the Raiders. On the penalty kicks to decide this in a shootout. Easily in the net. 2 goals for the Raiders. Two nothing, and now the Chargers will have a chance to put the first goal in the net. Another save by the Raider goalie. And that decides the game. Raiders win this one 2-0 in pool play in PKs. And that wraps up our first game. Our next broadcast is coming your way. Mission High will take on Rio Hondo. I'm Joe Bowling for RioSportsLive.com. Rivera Raiders 1-0 in pool play defeat Brownsville Veterans Memorial Chargers. Until next time, so long for just a while.